About the 26th and the second president.
John Adams was born October 30th, 1735 in Braintree, now Quincy, Massachusetts.
Hey, Theodore Roosevelt was only 3 days and 123 years later, which is October 27th, 1858 in New York, New York. Hey, buddy, what is John Adams' nickname? Theodore is the trust buster.
John's nickname was the father of American independence. John Adams had 5 kids: Abigail, Charles, John Quincy, Thomas, and a daughter who died young.
Theodore had way more. He had 6: Alice, Theodore, Ethan, Clement, Archibald, and Quentin.
You need more, that's only one more kid.
So?
John went to Harvard University.
What a coincidence. Theodore went to Harvard too. Theodore was 42 years old when he went into presidency for 8 years. When he was out of the office, he was 50 years old.
John was voted when he was 61 years old and served for 4 years. John Adams died in 1826, July 4th, also known as the American holiday. His last words were about his rival, Thomas Jefferson. Those words were, "Thomas Jefferson lives," but Thomas Jefferson actually died only a few hours before John Adams did.
Theodore barely got to celebrate New Year's of 1919. He died January 6, 1919. Did you know Theodore Roosevelt's son fought in World War I?
No, I didn't. But John Adams' son, John Quincy Adams, was the 6th president.
Theodore got to be president because McKinley was assassinated and he was the vice president.
John Adams was the first president to actually live in the White House.
I never knew that the teddy bear was named after Teddy Roosevelt.
I hope you learned something about these presidents.
Thanks for watching. Signing off.
Brody
and Michael. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Not mess up.
We're talking about 2 Georges during the President's Show, Washington and Bush. Enjoy. George Washington was born in 1732. What about Bush?
George W. Bush was born in 1946.
Hey, that means our presidents were born 215 years apart.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Anyways, Bush grew up in Texas.
All right. George Washington grew up in Colonial, Virginia.
Colonial? That's a long time ago. All right, here goes. Bush's nickname was W.
Very funny. George's nickname was Father of his Country.
Well, that's a bit more serious than W. Bush had 2 kids, Jenna and Barbara.
George did not go to college or have any kids.
George W. Bush went to Yale University.
George Washington was president for 8 years. That's 2 full terms.
Awesome. Bush was president for 8 years as well.
Okay. How old was Bush when he became president? Washington was 57 years.
Wow, 3 years younger, 54.
When did Bush die? Washington died during 1799.
Well, Bush is still currently alive today.
Okay, time for fun facts. Washington gave freedom to his slaves. George never served in Washington, D.C. That was the capital named after him.
Bush's dad was a president. Bush was also president during 9/11. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is cool. Anyways, that's it for the President's Show. These were some great facts, weren't they? Anyways, thanks for watching. But it's still cool they were born 215 years apart, isn't it? Adios.
Adios.
Today we are talking about presidents, and the 2 presidents are Warren G. Harding and Barack Obama.
Both Warren G. Harding and Barack Obama went to college.
Surprisingly, Warren G. Harding went to college. His college was Ohio Central.
Wow, I didn't know that. Barack Obama went to Columbia University. Barack Obama was born in Honolulu in 1961. He was 47 when he became president.
Warren G. Harding was born in 1865 in Caledonia, Ohio. Died 1923. He was 55 when he was elected president. Do you know how long Barack Obama was president?
Barack Obama was elected in 2009, and he is going to end in 2017.
Warren G. Harding was president for 2 years.
Barack Obama had a nickname, and it was Barry.
Very interesting. Warren G. Harding's nickname was Wobbly Warren President Hardly.
Barack Obama has 2 kids named Malia and Sasha.
Warren G. Harding does not have any.
Hey Jensen, did you know that Barack Obama won a Grammy in 2006 for the audiobook Dreams from My Father?
No, Warren G. Harding was the first president to talk on a radio.
Did you know that Barack Obama no longer likes ice cream?
Wow, I didn't know that. Did you know Warren G. Harding was considered the worst president? Warren G. Harding also wore size 14 shoes, the biggest shoes of any president.
Barack Obama loves to read and has read all Harry Potter books. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to our radio talk show.
Today we will be talking about President Abraham Lincoln and President William Harrison. I hope you like our show.
President Harrison became president in 1841. He was president for only 1 month before he died.
That's unbelievable. President Lincoln was president from 1861 to 1865. That's 4 years.
President Harrison's nickname is Old Tippecanoe.
What? President Lincoln's nickname was Honest Abe.
President Harrison's kids were named Elizabeth, John, William, Lucy, Benjamin, Mary, Carter, Anna.
President Lincoln had 4 children, Robert, Edward, William, and Thomas.
William Harrison wanted to be a doctor, but his dad died, and then he ran out of money, then joined the army.
That's sad. Lincoln soon moved into politics and won a seat in the Illinois legislature at the age of 25.
William Henry Harrison became president at the age of 68.
Lincoln became president when he was 52 years old.
William Harrison was born February 1773.
Abe Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809.
Harrison was the last president born before the U.S. became independent from Great Britain.
Abe was the tallest president at 6 feet and 4 inches tall.
William's grandson, Benjamin Harrison, became the 23rd president of the U.S.
Abe was known as a gifted storyteller and he liked to tell jokes. Well, that's all.
I hope you enjoyed our show.
Welcome to the President Radio Network, where we will learn about 2 presidents, JFK and James Madison.
When John F. Kennedy was president, when was John F. Kennedy president? James Madison was president in 1809 at 57.
He was president in 1960 at age 44. Do you know when James Madison died? Because I know when John died in 1963 when he was 44, but I'll explain that later.
James Madison died at 1836 at 85.
John Kennedy's nickname was JFK, and he also went by Jack. Do you know what James's nickname was?
Yes, I do. His nickname was the Father of the Constitution.
Did John F. Kennedy have kids unlike James and
Did John Kennedy have kids unlike James Madison?
Yes, he did have. He had John and Caroline Kennedy. Did you know JFK went to Harvard?
Well, that's interesting. A lot of presidents went to Harvard. James went to Princeton. They're pretty close to each other. That's interesting.
John was born in 1917.
Oh yeah, James was born in 1751. They were never born in the same time period. Not even close. James Madison grew up while the British still ruled us. He grew up in the colony of Virginia.
That's crazy. John grew up in Brooklyn, Massachusetts.
Time for the fun facts. James' last words were, "I talk better lying down."
That's weird. JFK was the first president who was a Boy Scout.
He's also related to George Washington and Zachary Taylor.
Okay, that's just creepy. JFK credited to be starting 2 peace camps.
Thanks for watching the President Radio Network. We hope you learned a lot about JFK and James Madison.
Welcome back to Studio 110 with Anna and Hannah. Let's get started. Who's your president, Hannah? My president is James K. Polk.
Thanks for asking. My president is Jimmy Carter.
Did you know the K in James K. Polk stands for Knox?
Wow, I never knew that. I always wondered about that.
Polk was born on November 2nd, 1795.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Jimmy Carter was born October 1st, 1924.
Polk grew up in Mecklenburg, North Carolina.
Jimmy Carter grew up in Plains, Georgia, and that's only one state away. Hey, Anna, guess what? Jimmy Carter was the first person to graduate high school on his dad's side of the family.
Wow, I never knew that. Polk added 1.2 million square miles to the USA.
Jimmy Carter went to college at the U.S. Naval Academy.
James went to North Carolina University. He granted Texas statehood on December 29, 1845.
Jimmy was a speed reader and could read 2,000 words per minute.
Polk had no children.
Jimmy had 4 children, Amy, John, James, and Donald.
James K. Polk died on June 15, 1849.
On a happier note, Jimmy Carter is still alive.
Thanks for tuning in at Studio 110. Anna, Hannah, and Miss Carr's Group A signing out.